Hey, let me show you something cool.
SuperShaper.
If you're using Ableton and you want to simplify the process of creating sidechain-style volume modulation effects and many other creative modulation effects that can add movement and life to your tracks, this might be just the device for you. So, initially this is going to be a video about how to achieve these kinds of effects in Ableton without using third-party plugins like LFO tool, Kickstart, and apparently as I'm recording this video, Arturia just released a new plugin called EFX Motion. So, good timing. Ableton has some pretty cool and overlooked devices that actually come free with the standard version, namely Autopan, Shaper, Shaper MIDI, Envelope Follower, and Envelope MIDI. But while I was working on sound demos for this video, I realized that although these devices are very powerful and very modular, which is a massive pro, if you specifically want to create a custom modulation curve and be able to trigger that with a sidechain signal from another track, none of these devices have an easy and fast way of doing that, and you constantly have to be switching between the two tracks to adjust the parameters. So I hacked together a new beefed up mega chat version of Ableton's Shaper, SuperShaper. And I know the name kinda sucks, but you can rename it in Ableton. Mega Shaper, Uber Shaper, Beefcake Modulator. Click the link in the description, go download it, play with it. I hope you like it. If you like it too much, buy me a coffee. If you want me to add more features to it or mod it in a very specific way, hit me up on Discord. I'm Vasilis, by the way. The link is also in the description. Okay, let me show you how it works. This is SuperShaper. Just like normal Shaper, it is an audio effect you can throw anywhere on the track, and it pretty much does all of the things that the normal Shaper does. But as you can see, SuperShaper is longer and bigger. In fact, it's 30% longer, which is probably why it's so much better. There are 3 sections in SuperShaper. In the first one, you can draw your envelope. In the second one, you can control it and modulate it. And in the third one, you can immediately apply the modulation to the volume of the track, or even just the pace of the track, kinda like a multi-band compressor, and most importantly, you can trigger all that with a sidechain signal. Let's check out the workflow in a bit more detail. Here, you draw your envelope. Click to add breakpoints, shift-click to remove them, alt-click and drag to adjust the curve. Or you can just pick one of the preset Ableton envelopes. And here, you can toggle snap to grid, which can help with precisely placing and moving breakpoints. Also, you can adjust the size of that grid. Moving on. Here, you can adjust the speed of the envelope, how fast it completes its cycle. You can toggle the time mode between milliseconds and syncing it to the tempo of your project. And then, you can adjust the depth of the modulation. The original Shaper applies the modulation around a fixed central point, and you can move this point up or down with the offset slider. This means that the modulation is bipolar. The minimum of the modulation is below that fixed central point, and the maximum of modulation is equally far above that point. So, when you're adjusting the depth of the modulation, both the minimum will increase and the maximum will decrease. This might be preferable for LFO style modulation, but if you're going for a sidechain style effect, you want unipolar modulation. That is, you want a fixed maximum level below which to modulate, or even a fixed minimum level that you modulate above. This is where these little link buttons come handy. They automatically adjust the offset when you tweak the depth, so that the modulation always happens below a fixed max value or above a fixed minimum value. You can also add some random noise to the envelope, and you can also smooth it out. Now, we move on to the third, brand new and most interesting section. Here, you can apply the envelope directly to the volume of the track. And you can also apply the envelope only to the bass frequencies of the track, kinda like a multi-band compressor. You can choose the crossover frequency with this slider. Most importantly, in this section, you can activate
The sidechain.
select the source of the sidechain signal, and adjust the gain of the sidechain signal. In order to trigger the envelope, the sidechain signal must cross this line on the graph. And when this happens, this tiny LED lights up. Now, you can click on the map button and map your envelope to any parameter in Ableton. You can even click on this menu and map your envelope to multiple parameters, all with different minimums and maximums. There is
Endless potential.
for modulation in the original Shaper, and this becomes even better in
SuperShaper.
So, here are some SuperShaper uses. Let's create some motion to a super basic 4 to the floor beat without even using the sidechain. And without SuperShaper. Now let's turn on the sidechain and follow a slightly more complex kick drum. Without the kick. Let's add a synth. Basic sidechain modulation. Or we can create a filter pattern. We can also modulate the metal zone that's always on the master. Anyway, this is not sound advice. You can probably do something much better with it. I just literally finished this yesterday and I have to get this video out, otherwise Berk will fire me. So, how would you use SuperShaper? Leave a comment in the comments and feed the algorithm. And after you've left your comment, go check it out for yourselves. The link is in the description. It's absolutely free. You are welcome. And if you need any help or you have any new device ideas, come join us on Discord. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy SuperShaper. Now you can go watch this other video I've made, which is about 100 times better than this video. Bye for now. Can I go now?